Hello and welcome back to Pyre. Now we're about to explore the lovely titled area of Licksand. Just have a look at the wild curs, because Jariel wanted a bit of a peek. And we've just completed a scribe trial for Sir Gilman, and there was such a ball ache, they're really tough. But let's just unwind and lick some sand. You take some of the afternoon to survey the area with Jadariel. You observe many curs off in the distance, driven half wild from the heat.
They are resorting to their feral ways. Excuse me. Unconstrained now by the Commonwealth bylaws. A certain kind of freedom, perhaps.
There's nothing you can do for the creatures. The sight of them makes you all too eager to return to the wagon and immerse yourself in your vocations. Oh cool, we're getting vocations. Nice. Let us mentor Tizo, I think, because I don't really like using him that much. Don't know why. He's not too bad. If you're mentoring him, we might get him over the mark so he can ascend. Because we're going to use these lads. Here the next right, which we'll get. Well, at least he'll get Ruki over, but let's mentor Tizo, and then we'll use Pamitha next time, because I quite like her. Flying gives a definite advantage, let's say. Alright, let me run that through the translator. It's pleased to hear you're telling of the rights. Xylophone gains a somewhat stronger grasp of how to better pass the celestial orb through strength of will and trust in one's triumvirate than through dexterity alone. He nods in understanding. There we go. He's seen a lot of rights and not been in one. Flash of inspiration about his role in the rights. It's part of the Night Wings. Xylo's implode ability can banish adversaries in a much wider area. If banished, he drops a moon sign that instantly teleports people to this. Let's go this one, I think. Kraham. Fascination with the stars. Right, onwards. To the cairn of Haub. Haub. How are you doing? Oh wow, we've got stuff coming through. Oh, Jadariel wants to chat. How's it going, lass? You find Jadariel seemingly deep in thought. You consider whether even to bother her.
Your presence is not unwelcome, reader. Remain a moment, please.
She stares at you for some time.
Today marks the beginning of my 16th year in exile.
You look back at her and remain silent. You sense that all she wants from you right now is for you to listen.
I have kept count, but notches in this breastplate of mine for each passing day. Notice how much it is frayed. 16 years, reader. The orphans whom I fostered would be long since fully grown. Some of them are likely gone. Many of them spoke of how they longed to one day serve with me on the blood border. Sometimes I cannot help but wonder, if I were still captain, could I have protected them? Could I have made a difference? I think not. The Commonwealth and the Highwing remnants, they have fought eternally. Those such as I have come and gone throughout the age. I catch myself feeling pity for my years, but then, had I remained there on the blood border, it is unlikely I would have lived to see this day. She looks at you again. Do you know why they cast me down? I was a decorated captain. They said I was the best. She closes her eyes for a moment before she continues. One day, it was a standard patrol, but I ran across a pack of harp fledglings, fully armed and preparing for a strike, but all on their own. They were nothing for my regiment. We ensnared them all and took them in. A considerable prize. They were not yet conditioned, and could be made to talk. When the order came down that they were to be executed, I could not bring myself. The Commonwealth, priding itself on mercy, committing such acts through one such as me, it was unconscionable. So I thought then, at least in my younger years, I let the damned birds go, made no claims as to the contrary, and turned myself in. I was cast down the following week, 16 years ago. Thus, my enemies had the last laugh in that exchange. If I were faced with the same choice again today, I don't know for certain I would have chosen just the same. Now then, I shall go and mark this occasion as I have always done. Be well, reader.
She heads out the wagon alone. Well, now we know what Jadariel did. Oh dear. I keep saying from Jomier Valley. That's awesome. Would that we all became musical instruments ere our bones turned to dust. We each found We found each of the others in due time, by fate, not by coincidence. The wise Lusclorian stood among the trees, gazing at the stars, expecting us. The wild witch Milithai, so enthralled by my liege's utter transformation, she stayed her sorceries. The blessed-born Triesta swooped down upon us, but to warn of imminent attack. The many-maned Jomier thus intervened, and shared with us his humour and his hunt. Even the Under-King Orez himself sought out an audience with us. Thus we became the 8, and journeyed on together. Nice. Got your fan club going on. I don't think I actually read any of this. No, we did read Loot's Glorians, didn't we? How ironic that the shattered remnants of the Bone Titan Shaq's 6 shoulders, which once stood vigilant over the archway into flagging hands, remains now as forbidding as when that horrid monster still possessed unnatural life. After little Halb dispatched the Bone Titan in a feat of ingenuity, Shax's pieces fell onto the valley floor, forming a set of standing stones which Halb marked. Further, traces of the Titan's glacial blood coagulated into perfect frozen drops, which still shimmer in the darkness. 6 Shoulders seems to start reanimating when the stars above him dance a certain way. Paint the sigil then, in the shining light. Interesting. I think that's everything. Yep. Little tune for you there. Okay. Anything new with the good old Ronnie boy? Hey guys, whatever happened to that Fae you brought in here sometimes? You know, the loopy one, frizzy hair, always handling all the merchandise. I liked her. Yeah, well, she's gone! To the other side! And flinging. Well, I don't really fling things. I'm not a thing flinger. I've only got 13, why am I even looking here? Didn't see nothing you like this time, huh? I should probably do some more valuable ones rather than doing all the chatty ones. Right, let's commence the rite, I guess. Let's get this going on. Here among the dusty waves of the Cane of Halb, you await the signal of the stars. There is no sign yet of your expected adversaries, the Accusers. Okay. Then the little imp Tizo flutters up to you. Can I help you? Tizo cautions you he has history with your next adversary, Lendl. Lendl has a personal vendetta against him. Before you can explain anything further, the stars begin to call to you. Okay, I'm guessing Tizo doesn't want to be in this next one. Which is fine, because he wasn't going to be. Now try and remember all the different voices I gave all these people. I don't think there was much distinction.
Reader, ever persevering, aren't we? Well then, rejoice, because the cycle of the rites begins anew. Perhaps you'll liberate another soon enough. Your chosen adversaries here shall be the Accusers. Reduce their flame to ash, just as you did when last you met. Now, who exactly shall oppose them?
Your companions are assembled and ready for the rites to commence. However, there is still no sign of your adversaries, the Accusers. Little imp screeches something, cautioning you all to stay alert. But then someone leaps from the shadows. He grabs at his mask. Aha! Caught you out, you miserable beast! I knew it after all this time. I knew that you were still among their ranks. Tizo is angry to have stumbled into an apparent trap laid for him by Lendl. Silence, fiend! You robbed me of my freedom, my dignity! Your evil shall be ended here and now, and you, Nightwing, shall not deny me thus again. Come then, my accusers. We face none other than the spawn of the accursed imp Halb the Swallow. Let us show him now that he is a disgrace. Tizo whistles something angry back at him. Whatever transpired between him and Lendl in the past, Lendl evidently had not let it go. Come, accusers. Let us make clear to those fools that we are stronger now than ever. You sense Lendl speaks the truth. The accusers are more capable than before. They gain talisman and masteries. Do not underestimate them.
Who shall conduct this rite?
So where they go? You... So yep, you've got the bloody 35 one. There's more than 6. There's more than... Okay, so we need to get them down and fast. Well, Pyre's more blah blah blah. Okay. So you just do more damage while you're ahead, basically. Bah. Okay, we want my boy Rookie in there.
Rookie.
Hammer, but then we can't use Jajariel for the defense, which is very good against them. I think you're still a yeah. Not to worry, we'll use Hedwyn as a good defender. He's a good all-rounder. We're mainly going for offense anyway, so.
Very well.
That Lender's lost his cool. Let's get him while he's flustered. Nightwings, the wicked fiend you serve is an affront. He denied my rightful freedom in my moment of triumph. I shall never forgive him or any of you. Wow. You're very salty today, aren't you?
Begin.
We've begun. Oh, wow, I didn't realize I can move these things. There we go.
The flame is stricken.
First blood, lads. Oh, what was that? There we go.
She soared right in.
Yes, she did. Yes, she did, mate. Yes, she did.
Do you believe you can prevail in this?
Well, I certainly hope so.
Douse the adversary's flame.
Seeing as I'm bloody creaming them. Hey, girls. Ah. That's not good.
Quite foul for the Nightwings.
Ouch.
Lendl plunged into your pyre.
That he did. And Rookie plunged straight back. There we go. It helps to have wings, lads. No, not again. I cannot lose to you again. This cannot be happening to me. I'm afraid it is. It's called being better than you. I don't know if you've ever heard of such a thing before, but
So it is.
I think the guy, the man in the sky, the man in the fucking moon, whoever he is,
Just once more.
he's getting a little bored of my victories. You can hear him just going, "Oh, then there it is."
And it is done.
That was
Nightwings prevailed.
well, let him get one in, you know.
Their hapless adversaries stood no chance.
Yes, and you should seem very upset about that.
The right is done.
Scree. Yeah. Caesar was very pleased he prevailed, but wishes to make a quick exit at this time. Where did he go? Where did he go? That infernal imp, which is a monster in disguise! A fiend, come forth to torment me until the day I die! Lendl storms off in a fit of anger. Caesar reappears once the coast is clear and expresses his gratitude again. What Lendl said before, if Tizo truly is a descendant of Halp the Swallow, then he has quite the legacy. An imp of rare intellect. It's quite a legacy to live up to.
Bask now in the wisdom of the scribes.
There we go, you're enlightened.
'Twould appear that rookies not too old to learn new tricks.
Faster, stronger, and a little better looking too. Means there anything I can't handle? Modesty, maybe? Cast this aura further. Can jump a second time while airborne, that's pretty good. Still haven't quite got you up yet.
Until the next right.
You return to the wagon after you and your fellow exiles defeat the accusers and find Volfred waiting for you there. Well done back there, my girl. You are serving your companions well. Now then, I have something that I wish to share with you, if you have a moment. We have discussed the plan, of which we're all a part. I have a means of measuring our progress towards the goal of it. I'd like for you to have a look at it. First, let's determine where the rites may take us next. Look forth. I expect you shall again see several shining stars, where once you saw but one. Right, what have we got? Several shining stars. A trick of the eye or the will of the scribes. Who can say?
I, too, once gained this newfound vision many years ago following my first liberation rite, and I believe only we of the Nightwings have this gift. I realize that, in choosing whom the Nightwings confront in each rite, we in turn influence which triumvirate we face when the time comes for someone to be set free. The object I invite you to use contains further detail.
Volfrid's Planner. Using Volfrid's Planner, you may assess your progress towards your ultimate goal, as well as check the current standings of your adversaries. Volfrid should keep this information up to date for the remainder of your quest. You may look over it now, or any time in the Black Wagon, or while searching the stars. Honourable Triumvirate summoned up all the traditions of the right. So that it must be wins and losses. The fate recently rove in favour relative to other triumvirates. Triumvirate with the highest favour is poised to take on the Nightwings in the next liberation rite. Well, they're pretty easy, aren't they? They're just led by the old chap. Okay, so we should probably just attack someone that's fairly low in favour. Try and keep them at the top, if we can. The Tempers have no favour at all. No one likes them. Their righteous traditions have given way to ruthlessness and spite. Okay. Let's see which ones we have, I guess. They're the top dogs, so we're going to fight them next, and they're pretty easy. The Essence led by the Harpy. Well, that one was fairly tough, wasn't it? The Withdrawn led by the Crone. Who's the lowest? The Essence. The Essence is there. They're the Withdrawn. They're higher up, so we should probably attack the Essence. They seem to be the lowest. And then if they raise in Fate, then we'll know kind of what it does to us. Okay, I don't want to fight the Harpies, but it's the best of a bad bunch, really, isn't it? Let's fly over so we can fly around some Harpies, I guess. Oh god, it's that thing. So we're to have another brush with Tamitha. Perhaps she'll spare me yet another moment of her time. She's here because of me, and I am here for her. Tamitha then tells you more of your next adversary, her own blood sister. Tamitha Thane, a harper of the Highwing Remnants, raised from birth to excel in outwitting and outmaneuvering her enemies. She seems driven by her hatred for the Commonwealth. After retreating to the mountains a century ago, the Harps refused to join the Commonwealth, and those old tensions boiled over into raids or skirmishes or all-out war. Flight tacticians such as Tamitha gave the Highwing Remnants a swift and powerful military presence to this day, despite the Harps' small numbers. She once hatched ambitious plans to overthrow the Commonwealth, breaching its defences so her sisters could rain down untold destruction. On the darkest night of the year, she led a daring infiltration mission deep into her enemy's lands. It almost worked. However, she was betrayed by someone very close to her, someone branded a Commonwealth sympathiser. Tamitha. Oh dear. Tamitha was caught, clipped, and subsequently exiled as a prisoner of war, but being trapped within the downside only stoked her fury. Yes, I'm not surprised. I wound up in here not too long afterwards. Anyway, it's complicated, and what happened between us? What I did for her own good, and that of all our sisters. Though I'm beginning to doubt that Tamitha will ever see it that way. We'll see, I suppose, but for now I'd best try and catch what sleep I'm able. Pleasant dreams then, darling. You bid a good night to Tamitha in turn. No time to make flight preparations, though come morning the Black Wagon will press onwards. Page revealed the accusers. Oh, it's Tizo. What is that? Volfrid's Planner. That makes sense. Tizo seems somewhat less cheerful since his run-in with Lendl and the accusers. He approaches you, wanting for you to hear him out. I can, but I'll need to run it through the translator. Seems unhappy about something Lendl said to him. He understands full well why Lendl is angry. While Tizo does not like Lendl as a person, he recognises nonetheless that he denied his freedom. It was a liberation rite. He did what he felt necessary. He wanted to help his friend go free. He still feels a certain guilt and regrets that the rights forces exiles into such situations. He falls silent for a while. Whether the 8 scribes ever intended for imps such as he to participate in the rites firsthand is difficult to know for certain. Then, Caesar is grateful to you for listening. He knows the scribes cater to the rites with good intentions. He promises to keep doing his best to live up to the legacy of the scribes. He bounds up into the rafters with some of the other drive imps. Regardless of whether he was truly a descendant of Howard the Swallow, surely the scribes would have been proud of him. Damn right. And we shall leave it there and probably have a go at the harpies next time. So thank you so much for watching. If you like my content, please do check out my other videos. And if you do, I shall see you there. Goodbye.